Hello everyone, this is gonna be an attempt of me trying to explain my OCs, specifically these guys. And what I chose to do is that I made a couple of different categories so that I wouldn't get lost in my words and so that you, hopefully, would not get lost. When I've mentioned these characters before, I very many times said that I was gonna make a script in order to make this video. So I've been putting it off for a very long time, but I noticed that I didn't do anything. So I'm just gonna jump straight into it because what the hell. We are gonna start with the first category, which is characters' names and backstories. My very favorite character is Yama. He used to be in the military. As a young child, unfortunately. He was a combat medic, so he attended aids and helped wounded soldiers. He was unfortunately a little bit groomed as a 13 to 14-year-old, but it's nothing major, so this boy does not have any trauma related to that. However, he obviously has trauma from war. Anybody would. Because he's been surrounded by bombing and screaming and loud guns, as well as his horns being over his ears, Yama unfortunately has a hearing aid, so he can speak sign language, but he doesn't do it often because all of the people he knows are able to hear, and he hears just fine, but it is still a little thing he can do. His personality type is INFJT, which, if you don't know, is the personality type that Izuku Midoriya has, Armin Arlert, Alphonse Elric, and Norman from The Promised Neverland. So you bet this guy is very smart, but very kind. His hobbies contains of reading and writing, as well as creating poems, because he is in fact a hopeless romantic. I'm not gonna reveal his love interest. Editing Moa here. His love interest is Luna. There's no need for me to keep that a secret, because it's not a secret. Yeah. But he is in love with a character, but he has yet to confess, so his love is currently one-sided. And what he does to get his feelings out is writing poems and writing love letters that he just never lets anybody read. Those are his secrets, and it's how he copes. Poor guy. Now, the reason he was sent to war in the first place is because of his powers. We're gonna get into the powers later, but it involves healing, and though he can heal many wounds, he is not able to heal everything or everyone. Unfortunately, he cannot bring people who are dead back to life either. I know you shouldn't pick between your children, but he is currently one of my very favorites out of this group of OCs. His main color scheme is green, and here is his voice claim.
Do you mind if I slide my bedroll slightly out from under the train set? It's hard to sleep in that corkscrew position. Never mind.
What's that mean?
That means I didn't understand what you just said. A wet sandwich? Are you a bully? You're starting to sound like a bully.
Why'd you take your shoes off?
So I don't break your nose when I kick it. No, you can't. I don't have beagle ticks, by the way. Apparently that's what you've been telling everyone. Beagle ticks and pelt lice. You may. I don't. Nor pelt lice.
Moving on, we have another favorite. Her name is Luna. She used to be that super annoying girl. This is my opinion, by the way. If you like these types of characters, you're all good. But she used to be that super feminine, super girly, like almost helpless, damsel in distress, kind of weak character who just hangs around the main character and like complains a lot and blushes a lot. But I hate that kind of character. So she is no longer that kind of bouncy, bubbly, go-lucky character. She still looks sort of the same as she did when I first made her, but she has more powers now. She's more independent. She's more serious. You can be deceived because she looks like the happy-go-lucky, cute character, but when you actually see her in action, you're like, okay, she is not what I expected. She's actually strong, and I like this girl. That's kind of the vibe I want everybody to see, at least. Now, the rest of my characters do not have any personality types because I've yet to take the test because I have so many characters, and it just takes a while. I might add it on screen and put some characters who have this personality type as well to get you a sort of an idea of who the character could be, just like with Yama. But for now, here's Luna. She is sort of the young sister character type, and her favorite things to do is also reading. She is also one of the only characters who's able to fly without even having any wings, because she's just built different and she's cool and awesome, obviously. Her main color scheme is pink, but you can also see some blue and like black and white. She is one of the nicest characters in my group of OCs, and she's very easy to trust, unlike some other characters. And she is very close to the main character still, but she's not as annoying, and she just looks up to him. They have kind of a sibling relationship. And here is Luna's voice claim.
But I'm sure he'll be very glad to know that you're attracted to him nonetheless. I'm trying to eat here, you know. Huh? I guess I could scream and cry or curse you out if you really wanted me to. But I don't know. Maybe you've had enough of that already. Our relationship is just ours. Wow. Smells good. Then how about some mint? It has a relaxing effect.
Next up, we have one of the quote-unquote antagonists. Her name is Lilith, and her deal is that she wants to be queen of hell. Yes, this story takes place in my version of hell. Deal with it. She wants to marry the main character and want to rule everything just because. She wants to be loved and for people to praise her. She grew up as a brat and got everything she pointed at, so she is not very used to people saying no to her. However, she does not actually get to be the queen. She does not actually get to marry the main character anyway. And after trying to do a spell on the main character with the help of another character, she realizes that shit, this is dumb and I'm fucking stupid and now the world is gonna collapse because of this. What the fuck am I doing? Please make things go back to the way they were, right? So she does get a redemption, and when I first made her, I didn't like her. I made her to be a bad character that most people wouldn't like, but now I'm like, I kinda like this girl. She's badass, and again, she has a redemption, so I really like her. Her hobbies is making potions, reading as well. That's a common theme. All of my characters are very book smart. Yeah, currently she doesn't have very many hobbies outside of that. Her main color scheme is purple and a sort of magenta pink, if that makes sense. And she is one of the strongest female characters in my story. And this is her voice claim.
That mindless act of kindness gets you absolutely nowhere. You gonna pretend to be someone you're not for the rest of your damn life? I'm helping her so that she'll owe me one in the future. I intend to make use of her stupidity.
Here to ravage me? Don't take this the wrong way, but I didn't think you were all that into girls.
Well, aren't we philosophical? I think somebody's gone off the deep end.
Up next, we have the second quote-unquote antagonist of the story. His name is Lucian, and he's just a bad guy. Any bad guy, edgy guy that you can think of, that's him. That's literally just him. He's the embodiment of that. And you cannot trust this guy. He's mean to everyone, and he fucks shit up just because he can. His favorite thing to do is studying the larger demons that exist in the third layer of hell. I'll explain more what that means later. And he is, unfortunately, very used to being in the third layer and surrounded by evil, menacing creatures. His childhood was not the greatest, so I don't really blame him for being this kind of person. When he was born, he was quickly chained up and his eyes were just carved out of his skull because the people around him were deathly afraid of demons and they wanted nothing to do with him and just for him to suffer because he looked evil, so he must be evil too. So he was chained up, locked up, not being able to see anything. He was not fed for days, but all of a sudden, this sort of light appears in front of him. And it sort of like speaks, but it doesn't use words. And it talks to him and asks him stuff. And it asks, if I give you back your eyes, and I get you out of these chains and I get you out of here, what will you give me in return? And I haven't really thought about this too much. I just want this light to appear and give him back his sight. But I think I'm gonna have him like say something and then lie about it just to get his eyes back and shit. And then he goes and has revenge on these people that made him suffer. Obviously, I would too. Safe to say, he doesn't care if you don't trust him. He doesn't trust you either. His main color scheme is black and a little bit of red. And here is his voice claim.
My pain is constant and sharp, and I do not hope for a better world for anyone. In fact, I want my pain to be inflicted on others.
What do you think? Picked them up from the printers yesterday. That's bone. Don't wear that outfit again. You can always be thinner. Look better.
Some kind of abstraction. I simply am not there.
Next up, we have best girl, Azura. She is by far the coolest out of my characters, I think. She's the kind of person that doesn't really care about anything, but she cares. Alright, she cares. Her favorite things to do is listening to music and making music, as well as crafting stuff. She is also a mechanic. That's a thing that I thought about like 2 or 3 years ago, and then I completely forgot about it. And when I found old pictures of her as a mechanic, I was like, oh my god, hell yeah. I need to make her into a mechanic. Oh my god. It just clicked. She's the kind of person that would probably have a lot of tattoos. but I don't really draw them because that would be a lot to draw. Maybe I'll make her some tattoos one day. I'm not sure right now. She's best friends with Luna, and she used to have a crush on her. Just gonna put that out there because I used to ship them and now I don't. As simple as that. She loves messing around, kind of like a teenage boy, you know, just being annoying and shit, pointing fingers at people, you know. She has a hard time trusting people as well, but not for any particular reason. She just doesn't really do that. She doesn't really trust anybody but Luna. That's her safe person. Her color scheme is mostly white and yellow. Her ears are the ones that look the most different from everybody else because though they all have regular pointy ears, hers actually grew to be bigger and stick out to the side more because of the way her horns are growing on her head. They pushed her ears to the side. And I love that I came up with that. It's genius. It is absolutely genius. She isn't really the biggest fan of tidying things up and cleaning up, but she always does an effort to do so anyway, because her mindset is always, if you want something done, just do it yourself. That's the only way to make things actually work. That is why she really likes being a mechanic too, I think, because she gets to do things and it works. She doesn't like handing other things over to other people and have them do it when she can just do it herself. If she can't do something, she will study. She will make do with what she can and try her best so that she can actually do stuff. And this is her voice claim.
Oh, it's just you. My work always involves secrets. And since you never know who you can trust, it's best never to trust any pony. I was just about to save myself, you know. Have I mentioned yet that I work alone? Didn't count on how heavy this ring would be, though. As having a little help can be handy sometimes. Keep your eyes out for anything suspicious. You did? I sure didn't. What if I cause more trouble? Now, Risotto, you know I love you, but I can't give you the ring till I've properly proposed.
Next up, we have Draven, which is who I like to refer to as Azura's other half. They are confirmed to be dating in my story. He, just like half of my other characters, has trust issues and will not trust, like, anyone. The only people he really truly trusts are Azura and Spencer, and that is because he grew up with him. They're kind of like brothers in a sense, but like, they weren't born from the same person, obviously. Draven's backstory, just like Lucian's, is very sad because the news around town that a child had been born from the Demon King. This is so cringe, just leave me alone. I created these in 2020. All of the other people were making children like crazy because they were like, okay, they got a son, cool. Everybody else, we gotta make a baby and it has to be a girl so that they can marry and our child can be rich and famous and be the queen. Yes. So, when Draven's parents found out that he was gonna be a demon with horns, put a pin in that because we're coming back to it, okay? It's a very important detail in my story. They were overjoyed, but they couldn't see his gender up until that point. They could only see like fibers or like signs of him growing horns, right? But when they found out that he was actually a he and not a she, they were devastated and neglected him. They bullied him and told him that we don't want you. We never even wanted you. You're not our child. Fuck you. He was sent off to the streets because they didn't want to feed him. And that is where Spencer found him. And they decided that, yeah, we live together now. You're my brother. Whatever, you know, bug it. And this is where Spencer lives in a castle, and Draven being able to live there too is where he got the idea that, hey, you know what? Every demon that ends up having horns and powers are allowed to stay here in my castle so we can keep them safe. Again, put a pin in that because that's really important later. Draven's main color is orange, and this is his voice claim.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna kill anybody with a sack of flour. No. I have no chance of winning. None, all right?
Canis, he is our mentor. He did win this thing once.
Well, there's this one girl that I've had a crush on forever.
I understand, but I just don't think there's anything wrong with getting a little bit of help.
It's cozy.
Next up, we have Focalor. And yes, his name is my made-up, twisted version of the word folklore, but his name is Focalor. So, yeah. And he is the only one who is actually kind of a mutant, because his legs are completely deer. His legs are deer, and his horns are deer horns. Yeah, that's not normal in my world at all, but it happened. I haven't really thought about it too much of how that occurs. I was just sitting one day and thinking that half of these designs are really not that great. I need to do something more. And I was like, you know what? Deer horns, why the hell not give him deer legs too? So he's a mutant. So I'm thinking maybe he could have been like experimented on as a baby or something. And that's how it got the legs. Horns are something something you have to be born with. You cannot forcefully get them there by doing magic or whatever. He grew up in a similar area that Yama did, so they have a lot of similar cultures and stuff, and a lot of similar likes and dislikes. Focalor is also canonically one of the most attractive people in my story. He's not the kind that, oh, everybody falls in love with, but everybody walking past him can like acknowledge that shit, that man looks really nice. And I love that about him. I love his nose. His like Greek nose, I love it so much. He is by far one of the smartest in my castle and also the tallest. And his favorite things to do are reading, doing research, and creating. He creates clothes, weapons, you name it. He does it all. His color scheme is dark green and brown. And this is his voice claim.
Why a fox? Why not a horse or a beetle or a bald eagle? I'm saying this more as like existentialism, you know? I'm so glad he was you. It's not your fault. It's mine. Come see, come sa. Anyway, the views are better above ground. You know, wouldn't it be surprising if...
Open it.
They say our tree may never grow back. But one day something will. And even these apples look fake. But at least they've got stars on them. You are, without a doubt, the 5.5 most wonderful wild animals I've ever met in my life.
We have 2 characters left, guys, and I'm just gonna group these together because these are the cringiest by far. Why do I say that? Because one of them, Spencer, is based off my literal fiance in real life. And the other one, yeah, you guessed it, it's me. It's a self-insert. I do self-inserts. Sue me. That's why they're really cringe, and the people that I've thought the least about, because I'm like, yeah, I already have things I like and dislike in real life, and so does he. So I'm like, I don't really want to do too much with them, but at the same time, I kind of want to distance them from me and Spencer altogether. I've thought about giving them new names and giving them redesigns so that you can still see essence of us being left in there, but still not being us, because it's just a little bit cringy. The way I was like 14, 15, and I was like, oh my god, my boyfriend is a demon lord, and I'm his girlfriend, and we're gonna be like king and queen of hell and stuff, and we're demons, and everybody loves us, but like, not Lilith, because she wants to be queen, so she hates me. Yeah, so we're just gonna leave these behind a little bit and not talk too much about them, but they're there, and unfortunately, sorta the main characters. Yeah. Another reason why I want to give them new names, not necessarily give them a redesign, because I do love the way my hair looks, like short hair. I used to have short hair all the time, but now I've let it grow. So one of the bigger reasons is because they look nothing like us. All right, like that's not even me anymore, and that's not Spencer. I don't even think he looked like that, like ever. I sure did, but he didn't. So I want to change their names into something that obviously starts with an M and an S. So if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments down below, because I low-key don't really have any ideas. I have some for me that are like short and starts with an M, but I don't really have any for Spencer. So if you have any, let me know. Me explaining their lore is far from being done. I have other videos planned, but this is gonna be it for this video. I really hope you stuck around to listen to me rant about my characters, because I love them so much, and I hope you'll come back to know more about their world building and their magic systems, which I'm still working on. So none of this is perfect, but I hope you enjoyed. My next video is going to be an art style challenge, so I hope you come back for that too. I'll see you all later. Be safe, everyone. All right, bye.